In last episode we talk about Agapornis cana and Agapornis taranta. We will continue to introduce you to the species of lovebirds. In this episode we will introduce you to Agapornis Lilianae and Agapornis Fischeri. So let's get started. Lilian's lovebird, Agapornis lilianae, also known as the Nyasa lovebird, is a small African parrot, around 14 centimeters long, and it is the smallest parrot on Africa. The overall body color is green. The mask is orange-red, fading into a lighter color on the bib. The mask on the back of the head faded into olive green, and later into green. The beak is red, fading towards horn colored with bluish hue at the base. The tail feeders are light green with in the middle an orange-yellow patch fading into a black with a narrow yellow band surrounding it. The eyes are light brown with eye rings surrounding them. The feet are gray, the nails are darker. Agapornis lilianae can be found in 3 different areas: area along the Zambezi Valley in southern Tanzania, area along the Luangwa River in northern Zimbabwe and eastern Zambia, and along the Shrine River in Malawi. They live near the rivers in which they bathe several times per day. Lilian's lovebirds feed on grass seeds, millet, wild rice, flowers and fruits. Agapornis lilianae is not found very often in aviculture. They mainly feed on seed mixture for lovebirds, egg food and fruit. When choosing a cage for your bird, keep in mind that the bird needs to fly. If you want to keep more than one bird in the cage, you need to make sure the birds are able to sit apart from each other. The birds also love to bathe, so you need to place a water bowl on the bottom of the cage. The bottom of the cage must be cleaned a few times each week. Today we can find Agapornis lilianae in Latino and dilute mutation. If you want to focus on a particular mutation, it is best to cage each breeding pair separately. If you don't have the space to build an aviary, then you can breed them in cages. The cages must be in the room which is frost-free. The drinking water should never freeze. Make sure there is sufficient light. If there is no enough light, you can easily solve this by using an electronic dimmer. The minimum size of a breeding cage is 80 x 40 x 40 centimeters, but the bigger is the better. For the nest material they use grass and straw as opposed to branches, and with them female create a spherical nest. The clutch consists of 3 to 8 white eggs, which are incubated for about 22 days. The chicks leave the nest after about 44 days from hatching. The Fischer's lovebird is one of the smaller lovebirds, about 14 centimeters in length and 43 to 58 grams weight. This bird has a green back, chest and wings. Their necks are a golden yellow, and as it progresses upward it becomes darker orange. The top of the head is olive green and the beak is bright red. Wing coverts a shade darker than the rest of the body, the wing bends are yellow. The tail feathers are mainly green with a blue end. The secondary tail feathers have an orange-red design in the middle which is partially surrounded by a black zone. The rump is violet. The feet are gray and the nails are dark gray. They have a white circle of bare skin around eyes. Young birds are very similar to the adults, except for the fact that they are duller and the base of their mandible has brown markings. Fischer's lovebird has a fast flight, and the sound of their wings as they fly can be heard. Like all lovebirds, they are very vocal, and when they do make noise they have a high-pitched chirp and can be very noisy. Agapornis Fischeri was discovered by Dr. Gustav Adolf Fischer in northern Tanzania in 1887. He was a German ornithologist who at the end of the 1800s helped to explore a vast part of East Africa. Anton Reichenau described Agapornis Fischeri and named them after their discoverer. In 1987 they was the most popular bird exported from Tanzania. Agapornis fischeri can be found mainly in north-central Tanzania just south of Lake Victoria, not far from the habitat of Agapornis personatus. Even though some ornithologists believe Agapornis personatus and Agapornis fischeri might live together in an overlapping region in Tanzania, there are others who claim that no hybrid occur between the species in the wild. In drought years, some birds move west into Rwanda and Burundi seeking moister conditions. The habitat of Agapornis fischeri in Tanzania consists mainly of dry savannas where they feed on grass seeds. They live in small groups of 10 to 20 birds. Fischeri's lovebirds, like other lovebirds, mate for life. They breed between January and April, but there have also been reports of nests between June and July. Most nests are found in hollows in dead trees and dead branches. The eggs are white and there are usually from 4 or 5 in a clutch. The female incubates the eggs for 23 days, and the chicks fledge from the nest about 38 to 42 days after hatching. As we mentioned with Agapornis Lilianae, if you want to breed specific colors you should pair them in spacious breeding cages. If you don't wish to breed by color you could house multiple pairs in a spacious aviary. Provide them willow branches as nesting material and make sure there is adequate lighting and ventilation. Feed then with a good variety of seeds and pellets, and sufficient egg food. They usually breed without any problem. In the nest box 15 by 15 by 30 centimeters, the female lays 3 to 5 eggs, sometimes more. The incubation period is between 23 and 25 days. The young birds have a dull hue in their mask, but this usually disappears after about 3 months. Agapornis fischeri has several mutations: dark-eyed clear, dominant edged, recessive pied, dominant pied, mottled, slaty, misty, pale fallow, bronze fallow, ewing, faded, pale, opaline, blue, violet, parbleu, and they can be combined. In the next video we will talk about Agapornis nigrogenes and Agapornis personatus, so subscribe this channel to be notified when a new video is published. Leave the comment what you want to see in some of the next videos.